I can't. You guys, I don't know. Hormones? I don't know.
Well,
whatever. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Yo.
Hello.
How's it going?
How's it going with you?
Good. Just trying to get everything together.
Yes.
There's just a lot happening.
There's a lot happening. You have such a busy day today.
You have a busy day today.
I have a busy day today. Hi, everybody. We're jumping on and talking about how busy we are.
I mean, truly. It's wild. But it's exciting.
I was texting you being like, I'm running late because I was working on something for Busy This Week, which premieres tonight on QVC
Tonight,
Plus.
you guys, it's happening.
Tonight!
It's crazy.
And
what do you think? Let's just take a moment. Okay, first of all, let's just take a fucking moment. Let's just take a beat. I'm really proud of us.
I'm proud of us too.
We really did it. Even if it's you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just so funny. I've been doing these interviews and it's hard for me not to get well, obviously it's always hard for me not to cry, but it's hard for me. When they're so how did this idea come back around for you to do and I was like, come back around.
We never stopped thinking.
Sir. It never left. This has been the thing that we've been trying to do literally since May 2019. And did you see the thing that Ross, shout out Ross, number one fan in the UK. Also, Ross, I'm going to say it, maybe in the world. I don't know.
Ross got a tattoo of Busy Tonight.
Fucking Tonight tattoo. But also just in general, I feel like he just is. I mean, maybe you might be our number one fan worldwide.
Well, I'm Ross's number one fan as well.
But did you see what Ross posted, which was crazy? Did I screenshot it? I should have screenshot it. That our show, Busy Tonight, ended. Sorry, I'm getting texts. Because people are excited.
Yeah.
Wait. May 15th, 2019.
Yeah. So it's
and so it's literally almost exactly
the anniversary. Yeah. It's wild. I'm so happy it worked out
4
that way.
years. 4 years?
5
Has it been
years.
4 years? 5 years? Oh my God,
Yeah.
5 years. You guys, I can do the math, I swear. I have to tell you something. I did have to look today at what year it was.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me because sometimes I think it's the early 2000s. I'm going to be honest. I still think it's the early 2000s. And in a way, it is. We're still in the first quarter, you know?
It is. They'll look back on this as the early when you look at the 20s,
Exactly.
the 1920s. Come on. Anyway, I can't believe it's been almost exactly 5 years.
Yeah.
And here we are. And I watched the cut. I don't know if you guys were making other cuts to the show, to the version I watched. Or
I think we're just just doing little tweaks, little polishes.
It's different. Look, the whole thing is different, guys. I mean, it's not the whole thing is different. There's still, but I just mean it's not the same for so many reasons. The way that we're doing it, all of it has to be, we're dealing with, it's just a totally different thing. Beast.
It's a different place. It's done in a different way. And yeah.
We have different budget, vibe.
Yeah.
We're always, here's the thing, and this is what I think prevents people sometimes. I think you and I are truly people who they're we're going to give you $3.50. And we're like, fantastic. We can work with that. Let's do it.
Well, my lifelong career mantra has been creativity, not cash. And
I mean,
But
I just
sometimes you
personally
need a little
for
cash.
you, I think you should maybe adjust that for yourself personally.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes you need a little bit of cash and a lot of creativity. So, yeah.
We're having to have all the things. We're doing all the things, you know? And
But I think
the first episode was so cute.
I think we're also just doing what people want to see. I hope. You tell me. I think people want to see their friends from TV and movies come sit down with their other friend from TV, movies, and podcasting and just have like a real conversation, have a couple of drinks, maybe a snack, and just talk for a while without feeling rushed and without feeling like there's an enormous amount of pressure to do anything a certain way. And it's just relaxed and fun. And I think it comes through on that first episode. I think you see how relaxed. Yeah, I think so.
I felt, yesterday we taped with Kenan Thompson and I felt really chill about it. Like, I thought it was really fun.
Yeah. I think he had a fun time too. He said he did. And so I'm excited. That's what I want to do for, I always want to make things that people want to watch. And I think I really want to listen to what it is they're looking for. And that's what I hear is that people often feel like someone that they really wanted to hear from was too rushed and they had to get through their segment too quickly and they had to hit all these points. And so I love that we have a full half hour just to talk about anything we want to talk about with these folks and they can...
Wait, am I crazy? Is that first episode though like an hour?
No, it was only a half hour. It was a little bit more than a half hour, but that's also like we don't have to exactly end at 30 minutes because we have a little bit of flexibility here on QVC Plus. So I think it's like 35 minutes or something.
Guys, if you haven't downloaded the app yet, download the app.
Yeah. And if you're in another country, you can watch it on the desktop website. For the most part, I think most people are saying that it works in their country. So just go to...
My mom was very concerned. She said, busy. In Arizona, it's coming on at 7 p.m. So tell people to check their local listing. I was like, Mom, it doesn't matter what time people watch it. We're just... it's fine.
If you're
but
in
also,
another...
if you...
Yeah.
I guess check your listings. I don't
Hopefully it'll be on unlimited times and you can see it whenever. Check your local listings. Get the QVC Plus app on your smart TV if you would like. A lot of people
I'm on the website right now and I'm looking.
Yeah.
And it looks really easy. You can do it on anything. You can do it. It's like, oh, you have Fire TV, you've got Roku, you've got Xfinity One, you've got Apple TV, you've got an LG, you've got a Google TV, an Android TV, Cox, Samsung, Vizio. So like it just tells you how to do it for any or just installs it for you with any of those things.
Yeah.
So
and if you're looking for that information, go to plus.qvc.com and look it up. And you can also just
Can I tell you what I did?
What?
I just went to qvcplus.com and it took me
And
there.
It worked. Yeah.
You know what? So there's that.
Listen, they're working with you. They're working with you. They're working with us. They want everyone to be able to watch this easily.
It's free.
It's free. And I have to say, 1 million people have asked me, like, can I watch it? Can I watch it where I am? What time is it? Whatever. And I just keep sending them to plus.qvc.com. And then they're like, oh, that was so easy. Sorry, I didn't look there in the first place. And I'm like, it's okay. But that's where all the information is. And they want you to watch it. We want you to watch it. We want you to have everyone you know watch it. So spread it around.
Please.
We want this to be a big success for us, obviously, because it's so fun for us to do. But we want it to be a big success for QVC, too, because they have been such a pleasure to work with. And they've taken such good care of us in a way that, like, honestly, doesn't always happen doing what we do, you know?
But
and
also, I want other people, like, I like, you know me. I'm already like, who else is doing a show for them. Who else are we introducing them to? I have ideas of people. Who else do you guys want to see? Like, I want, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I want Amber and Lacey Ruffin to have a show with QVC Plus.
Oh my God, that would be such a dream.
That is my dream. Like, I love their podcast. I want the two of them to be doing like some kind of show with them.
That would be a dream. And speaking of, Busy and I got to go to QVC in Pennsylvania on Friday.
Okay, we gotta talk about it. Did anybody see it? We have amazing pictures. You guys, it was a dream come true and wild.
And also a fever dream come true.
A fever dream. Well, first of all, let's not even, guys, we almost died on the way there.
That is not a joke.
We were very close to an accident that, well, Caissie had no idea. I was driving because, I love to drive. Well, it's not that I love to drive. I do love to drive.
It helps you. You don't like to sit in a car. You'd rather be driving.
And I like to focus. And I have always been I grew up in Arizona. Lived in LA my whole life. And I'm a control freak, obviously.
Yeah,
guys,
obviously.
Let's be real.
So Busy was driving. I was on Busy's phone because I was entering things into your calendar for you.
Yeah, you were helping because I still don't have a new assistant. Although I met a woman today who I am like obsessed with. And I really hope it works out. But she also she was like very honest with me that she does have like another kind of job interview tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
She's the one that you talked to.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, just FYI, made Caissie basically the interview.
We were in our pajamas, by the way.
I just like asked Caissie. I was like, Caissie, I don't know. What do I need? And Caissie's like, okay, let me break it down for you. To this woman.
You know who's so excited to hear this? My husband, because as I mentioned on the podcast, I'm staying at Casa Kismet. In my husband's mind, Busy and I are living together 24/7 as roommates, like Laverne and Shirley, which
I'm not
frankly,
opposed to that.
Yeah, has always been a part of our frame of reference for our relationship. And so my husband was so happy to hear that I rolled in my bathrobe to talk to someone that you were interviewing over Zoom. to give
honestly,
my input.
I think it really gave her a sense of what the job could be. Anyway, so Caissie's entering things into my calendar. I'm driving. Again, we talk about this a lot, trusting your gut.
Yeah.
Because I was using Waze, as one does.
Yeah.
And Waze does this weird thing. I don't know if anybody else has this experience, but it like makes me go on the side. Okay, in New Jersey, I don't know if this is other places too. I just know because it's not in LA. It's new to me being on the East Coast. In New Jersey, there are two sides of the freeway and they're separate. And one is trucks, cars, and buses.
Right.
And one is cars. And sometimes you have to be on the cars, trucks, and buses side in order to merge or to go to a different freeway or to get off when you need to get off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think
so. That seems right to me.
That's what I assume. I don't know. But so anyway, and this is where trusting your gut. So we get onto the freeway and it's telling me to go on the cars, trucks, and buses side. And I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do that. I hate driving with the big semi trucks. That's not safe. I don't feel safe doing it. I said it out loud. I'm like, I don't like this. This isn't safe. Why? And then I didn't want to like look. And so, if I needed to be on that side for some reason to like get off or go to a different freeway or something.
Right. We were trusting the GPS.
And so I was like, well, maybe there's a reason why. So I'm just going to stay here and not get over. But at the I literally almost at the last second, was going to go to the just cars side. So we're driving. I was in the leftist lane because the trucks, if they're smart, stay mostly to the right, you know. And we're going at a freeway's pace, everybody. There's no slowing down. It's like the middle of the day. There's not a ton of traffic, but there are a lot of trucks. And literally one car in front of us. And it was like a semi overturned, got into an accident with 3 cars. And when it happened, it was so fucking fast. And there was a car behind me that was driving super fast. And
Right.
thank God there was a shoulder to the left.
Right.
Because I slammed on the brakes, but I pulled to the shoulder and slammed on my brakes because I knew that guy behind me was not going to fucking be able to stop in time to hit, like he would have hit me if I had slammed on my brakes. And I had to like slam on the brakes so that I didn't run into the accident.
Right.
That's how close it was.
Right. It was scary. I mean,
it was terrifying.
Things were still flying through the air by the time I looked up from the phone, but the accident had already happened. And I felt so bad because you were so shook. And I was
shook.
I missed the whole thing. I mean, obviously you could see what a serious accident it was after, but I didn't witness it happening. But we had to pull over and get emotional support French fries.
I had to pull over and get emotional support French fries and a Coke. And also, all of the traffic, there were people, truckers, other people like stopped. All the traffic stopped.
Right.
And people like got out and were helping with the people. And also that the one car was it was not, I didn't want to look too much because I'm just going to be honest, like there was no help I could offer. And I also was just like, praying that everybody was okay.
Everybody's okay. Yeah.
It did not. It was not. It was very, very scary. So we got emotional support French fries. And then we continued on to QVC. But I was like, this is a good reminder, twofold. We have to remember, if you have a feeling like, why am I in this lane? Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good reminder.
Honey love, honey love. Guys, how much do we love honey love? Do you want to know what I personally love about honey love? The comfort. I love the comfort of the bras and the shapewear, both. Because, listen, they make comfortable and supportive bras for all boobs, all shapes and sizes of boobs. Supportive for small boobs. Don't have to keep like pulling it down, yanking it, but also for bigger boobs too. Sometimes bras can be so uncomfortable that you're like, I don't want to. But not with Honey Love. If you haven't tried them yet, Caissie and I swear by them. It's kind of incredible. That's why we've been so excited that they have advertised on our show for so long, because Honey Love has revolutionized the bra game. Because you can say goodbye to underwire without sacrificing lift. Honey Love's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for uncomfortable wires. Honey Love offers a wide range of sizes, caters to the diverse needs of all women. So those of us with smaller boobs finally have a bra that doesn't keep riding up or needing to be pulled down. And those of us with bigger boobs can finally have a bra that is supportive and comfortable. Plus, they're made with a fabric that is so soft, you forget you're wearing it. It is true. And also, it's spring cleaning, guys. Time to clean out that bra drawer and replace it with a Honey Love bra. Caissie is a huge fan of the leggings. I like the shapewear. I'm not going to lie. I like the shapewear. I also feel like if you're a person who wants like a more relaxed, loungy bra, the V bra, it's designed to lift and separate. It has molded cups, so it doesn't give you a uniboob. We're very into it. Honey Love has you covered, guys. Everyday look, workouts, weddings. Honeys, you need this in your life. Trust. For a limited time, you can get Honey Love on sale. Get 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/best20. Support our show. Check them out at honeylove.com/best20. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about Honey Love. Support our show. Tell them that we sent you. Honeys, you really deserve it. Free the pain and discomfort. Keep the support with Honey Love. We love you, Honey Love. Blissy. Oh my gosh, let me tell you something. We've been using these Blissy pillowcases in this house. Let me tell you, we did not know that a pillowcase had anti-aging qualities. It has been life-changing. I want you to set yourself up for better sleep with Blissy's award-winning 100% mulberry silk pillowcases. Seriously, silk is the thing for your hair and for your skin. It reduces frizz, tangles, prevents breakage. That's because it keeps the moisture in your hair and keeps your skincare products and natural moisture on your skin, while cotton legit just absorbs it all off of your face and out of your hair, and you wake up with tangles. Say goodbye to wrinkles, dry, flaky, red skin in the morning. Wake up with healthier, shinier hair. There are a lot of dupes out there that claim that satin can be an alternative to silk, but not really. Not really. Satin is made from synthetic fibers like polyester. Silk is a luxurious, all-natural fiber. Silk is more breathable, moisture-wicking, gentle. It's more durable and long-lasting. Think of it as an investment in getting better sleep and waking up feeling ready to take on the day. They're also Blissy pillowcases because they're made of 100% mulberry silk, which is naturally hypoallergenic. You can sleep more comfortably without itching. And unlike silk pillowcases, other silk pillowcases, these are of the highest quality silk and also machine washable and durable. Truly the best night of sleep ever. No more waking up to flip the pillow. I don't think I can go back. I'm not going back to regular pillowcases again, guys. Everybody loves them. They have a ton of different prints and colors. They make great gifts because there's an option for literally everyone. Men love them too. They have over 1 million raving fans. You could be next. You should be next. Try it now risk-free for 60 nights at blissy.com/busypod. And get an additional 30% off. That's BLISSY.com/BUSYPOD. And use code BUSYPOD to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair is gonna thank you. So then, I mean, it was like we had kind of like a journey.
Yeah.
To QVC.
Yeah.
QVC is located outside of Philly in Pennsylvania.
Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. They have like a whole campus compound place. If you're a fan, if you watch QVC,
I think you
the
can
studios.
take a tour there. I think people who are QVC viewers, my friend Kristen took a tour there once.
I mean, I have to say, I would do that.
I 100% would. I kept saying to Busy, I felt like we got the golden ticket to the chocolate factory.
Well, that is exactly what it felt like, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's so crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys, we were there for their like Friday Night Live show.
Yeah.
And they had this, they rightfully, they were like, we want to support your show coming on QVC Plus. So we want to have you on and so that our viewers can know that this is happening, can meet you. Hopefully they also, if they're not already fans and whatever, hopefully they'll tune in as well. You guys, nothing could have prepared us for the absolute backstage bananas energy and insanity of QVC Plus on a Friday night. We're talking every QVC star that you can imagine hanging out, no alcohol in sight, I want to say. These people are sober.
Yeah.
And they are out of control.
They were
in the best way possible. They were like hyped. They were having fun. They all love each other. They like kid around with one another. Everyone's taking like videos and pictures. Dennis
Basso. We met. Well, first
Guys.
thing, we ran smack into Isaac Mizrahi. First
who
thing.
was on his way out.
And so he was a man on a mission.
He was on his way somewhere quickly.
Yes. Which, by the way, he was like, I was telling Busy, I was laughing so hard because we said hello to him. He was in a rush where he was going. And then the next day, he messaged me on Instagram, darling, were you at QVC yesterday? And I was like, yes, I was there. I was there. And he was like, it was so funny. He was like, oh my God, I was in such a rush. I didn't even realize it was you. And I was like, yeah, I didn't, like, we haven't seen each other in years. I didn't warn you that I was coming, you know, like, why would you have known that I was going to be there? But then it just devolved into an entire day. He's a huge Girls 5 Eva fan. He's a huge fan of yours.
Yes. He reached out to me on Instagram.
Oh, I love.
And I was like, oh my God, no worries. Like, he's like, I'm mortified. Dead. He said dead. He didn't say mortified. He said dead. And I was just like, I'm such a huge fan of yours. Anyway, it
was great. We met Kim Gravel. We met Amy Stran.
Oh my God.
Which is why very quickly. I was late for the podcast today because Amy Stran. Mally Roncal, who I worked with years ago, 22 years ago on another show. So we had a little reunion. Lawrence Zarian.
Lawrence and I know. Okay, so Lawrence and I know each other. Did I even explain to you how we know each other? Because he was like so hyped to see me. Did you not clock that, or were you being taken somewhere else on another mission? Because you guys, I'm not kidding you. The energy. I said to Caissie, I was like, this is a reality show. Like,
it's like the Muppet Show.
It's like the Muppet Show. And also, it's not just the Muppet Show. It's like, I was like, this is a sitcom.
Yes.
/ reality show that I want to watch.
Like docuseries.
I think we should do a docuseries. I'm executive producing it. Okay, guys?
It would be so fun. Everyone there was amazing. They all know what they're doing so much. And it was so funny because like Busy and I are like, you know, we're pretty seasoned TV professionals, and they interviewed us on the live show. Rachel interviewed us, and then they were like, oh, will you stick around and do some modeling of the products? And we were like, of course, like, we'd love to. That would be so fun. Well, whenever we were like hanging around waiting for our moment to model, I was dying of laughter because we could not have been more ridiculous at it.
Well, we were terrible.
Like, at the last minute, like, okay, I'm going to be real. Busy was like, stand like this, like, you know, saying to me. And I was like, okay. And then at the last minute, they switched the color of Busy's purse that they wanted her to model. And she starts handing me paper stuffing from the new purse that they... And so I'm trying to like throw the paper behind a chair before...
We were Muppets. We were the Muppets.
And then Busy... in the middle of like the live QVC broadcast goes about the purse that they took away from her because they switched it. My phone's in there. And I was dying of laughter. I could not stop laughing. And like, they were so nice about it. Like, they did not care that we were terrible models, which, thank you.
No, they didn't care.
It's not my
but
first.
It was like such a hoot.
They were
That's
so
like
nice.
the only word I can use to describe. It was a
so
hoot.
fun. And when I say it was like the Muppet Show, I know that you know that's the highest compliment I could pay anything. Like, the Muppet Show is the entire reason I ever wanted to work in the entertainment business. And so to be in an environment where everyone's high energy, everybody's ready to do anything at a moment's notice, and they're all like supportive of each other and love each other so much. It was great. Oh, we also met Lori Goldstein, who is like the coolest person. Like, I didn't want to fangirl out too much. Like, I've been wearing her clothes for a long time, but she's also just like a super cool person. She was very nice.
She was so cool. She also just like, she was giving me like Betsy Johnson vibes, kind of. Do you know what I mean?
That's what Matthew, who does the wardrobe on Busy This Week, we were like Betsy Johnson, Cyndi Lauper, like very cool girl vibes. And then just now, why I was late is because Amy Strand, who we met at QVC, she's a QVC host. She and I were doing a little after show for Busy This Week where we recap everything and like go over the products that were featured so that people can buy the products if they wish.
No obligation.
No obligation.
Here's what I will say, guys. I will say, I feel like QVC will be okay with me saying this. If not, we'll cut it out. You know, we really wanted, it's not contractual at all for us to only wear clothes that you can buy on QVC. It really wasn't. It's not written into my contract. But we had said from the beginning, and I had said, like, I think it would be cool if if everything is shoppable, that if people want my outfits or want your outfits, that they can
get them. Yeah.
And so Matthew Hemasath, who is our incredible wardrobe designer on Girls 5 Eva, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, are you available? And would you be interested in coming on to Busy This Week, helping us pull clothes and styling it and putting it together in ways that like fits our personalities, suits us, whatever. Yes. Matthew was like thrilled. This is going to be so fun. And it has been. And here's what I genuinely will tell you. The only alterations we make are things, this was our rules that we just made up. Like Matthew and I just made up. We were like, he was like, I think we should do things where like the only alterations we do can be done like at a dry cleaner. Like it's like, we're not rebuilding the clothes, you know? Because he's like, because I don't want people to like see something on you and think that it's going to look like that on them, and then they get it, and it's like a different.
So often you buy something online because you think it's going to look a certain way, and then when you actually get the item, it doesn't look a thing like what you purchased, and it certainly doesn't look anything like that on you. So we only tweaked like the sleeve length because I have super short arms. Just whatever you can do at the dry cleaner.
Yeah, like for me, a lot of times I need the waist of things taken in.
Yeah.
You know, that shirt that I was wearing on QVC Live, I needed the neck taken in, you know? Dry cleaner can do it. Like alterations at a dry cleaner. Anyway, there have been multiple times where QVC personnel themselves are like, wait, what is that? That's not from QVC, is it? And we're like, yes. These are your clothes. But it's just, I think because we're like styling them differently than how they style things on air.
Yeah, so they don't recognize it. And plus,
they don't recognize it.
To be fair, they have so much available. It's like one of the largest retailers in the world. And so they have so many.
That also makes sense.
I do not know how they keep track of what they have, but there are people here that we've been working with that I feel like know every single item, but I don't know how it's possible to know every single item. So I love when someone's like, oh, that's ours. That's our, that's a t-shirt from our line or whatever. It's extensive. There's something for everyone at that place. That's what I'll say.
There is. And
because we both have individual
really
styles.
Yes, we do.
And we were
really
both able to find plenty of things that we were like, this is me. Busy's putting on lip gloss right now.
I don't know why.
You're just putting it on just to feel glossy.
Alive.
What do you think of my hair and makeup right now? You at home can't see it, but I got to use your hair and makeup team today because they were on duty.
You look great.
It was very exciting for me because, obviously I love them and they're great, Geeta and Matthew. But they've never done my hair and makeup, but I got to slide into their chair today.
You look amazing.
Thanks.
Also, I just, this week is huge. This week is fucking huge.
I mean,
Geeta
was just at the Met Ball last night. I mean, she wasn't at the Met Ball. She was doing makeup for the Met Ball.
I know.
that's her night last night. And then she got to come in and put makeup on me this morning.
Well, both things are amazing.
Both very exciting in their very different ways. Both, I'm sure, at the end of this week, when she looks back on what she accomplished this week,
I mean,
I'm sure that she will in some way remember putting makeup on me after the Met Ball.
I do think that this week is pretty incredible.
It's been a big deal. Yeah. And we've been getting this first show ready while also making the next shows. And I feel like I feel like I'm juggling a lot and I haven't had a moment to catch my breath, but it feels so good to be able to do it and to just, for me, it's a really big deal to work with people that I love. And I just love everyone here is couldn't be more of a peach, honestly. And every guest that we've had so far has been a peach. So
I agree.
It's nice. And also, Biz, I want to say, I think I've said this before, but so many times in this business, as a person in my position, someone will say you're great. I like working with you. We should do something more together. We should do something further together. And just really often it's a thing to say and people don't mean it. Or they mean it, but it never happens. And you just have to accept it. I have no exaggeration, 1,000 people have said that to me, but really you said it to me and you really meant it. And you have stuck with me all this whole time and provided me opportunities throughout a really rough time when if it hadn't been for this podcast and hadn't been for all of you listening to this podcast, I really would have been not just unhappy, but kind of in trouble, a time when our entire business shut down and I was able to still have a job and still work because of this podcast and because of you, Busy. And so to be doing the thing that you said 5 years ago, 5 years out, and you really meant it and stuck with me. And I'm a bigger part of it than ever is thank you doesn't really cut it, but
well, listen.
I did get you that Prince t-shirt. you know that's the biggest thanks I could offer anyone.
I mean, it is kind of the greatest, but also yeah, I mean, I can't imagine doing this with anyone else, any of this. And I love you. And I knew that we were always I knew that we make good stuff together and you really understand me and you get it. You get me, and a lot of people do not. Turns out. A lot of people don't.
Well,
and yeah. So
it makes me so happy to see
it was never
you.
even a consideration.
I know, but I mean but that's that means everything, it means everything because it's hard to in this business, it's so hard to stay in someone's mind and to stay in front of them or be in their thoughts, honestly, so just the fact that you have let me be here the whole time and it just means a lot. It means a lot. And I'm so happy for you when you do well and you do great things that have nothing to do with me. I mean, honestly,
Girls Five Eva. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan and I'm so happy to watch the show and I'm not a part of it, but it never makes me feel I don't know, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. And I love that you're on this killer show and But I'm also so grateful and happy that I get to do these other fun things with you and that you have time to do them and that you have interest in doing them. And we're so lucky to have like found people that are like, yeah, we'll try that with you. That sounds fun.
I literally like can't even, I can't even believe it. Like I'm so, I totally can.
Yeah.
But it just has been like such a journey. And I hope you guys like the show. I think it's really cute. I think it turned out, this first episode that I've seen, I think it turned out like it delivers on all of our stuff. You know, like what we want to do, how we want to be, how we want to like do this thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Like, I think, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, wait, why do we want to do this? Do you know what I mean? I'm not kidding.
No, sometimes I wonder that too.
But then I think like, well, there's all you guys out there and there's me. Like, I want to watch this show, you know? I mean, it's hard. I don't actually want to watch myself that much. I'm just going to be honest.
Well, I understand that, and I'm understanding it more than ever now that I'm getting to
Caissie's
be
really on air, guys. Listen. However many years, 6 years ago now, when I made you meet me at the Bowery Hotel.
Right. And really putting me out there.
Yes. And now I'm just like, even more so. We're just going further.
More than ever.
You've heard me attend the tale of not Sweeney Todd, but of how I did give my child 10 cavities because I thought that children's vitamins were full of good stuff, not gummy junk. And boy, was I wrong. And boy, did I learn that. I mean, typical children's vitamins are just candy in disguise. 2 teaspoons of sugar at least, unhealthy chemicals, other gummy junk, gets stuck in their teeth, causes cavities, and then you've got a whole host of other problems. And you're like, I thought I was just fortifying their system. Well, this is why Haya was created. It's a pediatrician-approved, super-powered, chewable vitamin. Most children's vitamins, like I said, too much sugar. Haya is made with 0 sugar, 0 gummy junk, tastes great, is perfect for picky eaters. It fills in the most common gaps in modern children's diets to provide the full body nourishment our kids need with a yummy taste they love. It's formulated with the help of nutritional experts. Haya is pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamins B12, D, C, zinc, folate, and many others to help support immunity, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, teeth, bones, and more. It's non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, nut-free, everything else free of that you can imagine. Plus, it's sent straight to your door, so you have one less thing to worry about picking up. We love it. My kids loved their reusable stickers that they put on the bottle because they just come every month and we just refill the little bottle. We've worked out a special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. 50%. 50% is a lot of percent. To claim the deal, you got to go to hayahealth.com/busy. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hayahealth.com/busy. Get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. Lola V. I have to say, I am pretty obsessed with the fact that this podcast is brought to you by Lola V, which is an award-winning hair care line founded by the one and only Jennifer Aniston. You know, that lady has hair so iconic it needs no intro. We all put our hair through the ringer. We color it, we style it, stress, aging. It's all happening. Over time, it takes its toll on your hair, especially as we age. Honestly, Jen got tired of the damage and the struggle of having to choose between hair products and that work and ones that actually are good for your hair. So instead of mixing this cream with that serum, she decided to bottle up something of her own by diving into the science of it all while using naturally derived plant-based ingredients. Speaking of Jenny Annie, do you mind if I call you Jenny Annie? You might have heard recent buzz about how good she smells, and I'm here to tell you what the scent secret is. Spoiler, it's her hair. It starts with Lola V. All Lola V products feature their signature scent, which is a naturally derived blend of herbal, citrus, and like woody notes. I have to tell you, I definitely am a person who's very scent sensitive, and if things are too scenty and I feel like I can't, then I can't use it. And I love this scent so much. My point is, if I'm into this scent, you better believe you're going to be into it. It's really incredible. Plus, it like just works great on my hair. I love the like smoothing serum. I use the shampoo and conditioner. And so did Cricket now. I got Cricket on it. Here's a treat for you, our awesome listeners. For a limited time, you get an exclusive 15% off your entire order at lolav.com. Just use code BEST at checkout. I mean, honestly, if you're taking hair care advice, why listen to anyone besides the woman that gave us the Rachel? Listen to Rachel. And unlock Jennifer Aniston approved hair at lolav.com. And as our loyal listeners, you get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use the code BEST at checkout. That's 15% off your order at LOLAVIE.com with promo code BEST. Please note, you can only use one promo code per order and discounts can't be combined. After you purchase, they're going to ask you, like they do, where you heard about them. Please support our show. Support me and Caissie. Tell them that we sent you. And then enjoy your amazing smelling, beautiful, healthy hair.
Well, besides the exciting news about Busy This Week coming to QVC Plus, we have also even more exciting news. Maybe it's even more exciting for me, is that we have a really special guest joining us today. It's Carrie Preston. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie Preston.
Hi.
I'm Caissie. It's so nice to meet you. I'm a giant fan of yours.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you too.
And I'm busy. Hi. I feel like we have met before.
We've met several times along the way.
Yes, we have.
Along the way, up, down, sideways.
Well, honey, isn't that just the way the careers go?
Or even in the last time I saw you, circular, because we were doing what? We were
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were marching in a circle.
We were on
ticketing.
Marching on strike.
Yes.
Carrie Preston, everyone. I hope you recognize her voice because I always recognize her voice. But you know her from True Blood. One of my favorite shows, Claws. I loved Claws.
You watched that.
I loved Claws. My husband and I loved it.
It was like underappreciated.
It was underappreciated.
It was for sure.
It was
100.
And now Carrie has a new show, Elsbeth, that is out, and it's so delightful. It's so perfect. My husband and I were watching it the other night, and you're just so wonderful in it. It's just one of those characters where it's like, she's funny, she's smart, she's like quirky and personable and says a bunch of memorable things. I just am delighted by it, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much. I'm having the time of my life.
Now, do you film in New York?
I film in New York, which is where I live.
Right.
So that's amazing. Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's what I love about it is that it's like the perfect mix to me of like, and I'm just curious as an actor if this drew you to because isn't Elsbeth? Am I saying it right? You guys,
that's right.
You know me. You know me.
Yes.
Well, it's a running joke on the show about how
people don't know how to say it. Yeah.
Which I also love because no one ever knows
it correctly. Busy. You are.
Okay.
Yes.
Elsbeth.
Yes.
Elsbeth. It reminds me of Westbeth, which is that like apartment complex.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Anyway. Isn't Elsbeth a character that you had that from The Good Wife, right?
Yeah.
And this is like your spinoff.
Yeah. 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 I started playing her 14 years ago.
Are you kidding?
Nope, not kidding. 14 years ago, I played her for the first time on the first season of The Good Wife.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's wild. Also, this is my brain. I'm like, The Good Wife has been on for 15 years.
Yeah, it was the Good Wife. They did 7 seasons, and then they immediately went into The Good Fight.
Right.
And they, 6 seasons.
And so were you always recurring as this character?
Always. Yeah, I only played her 19 times over those, two shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then how did it come about?
Oh my God.
It's a fan favorite. People loved her.
Right. But it was to be, if you were a Good Wife fan, one of the greatest things about that show was the way they would treat their guest stars. They would write these incredible, fully fleshed out, even the judges were like total characters, and they all had these, you just really felt like they were completely fleshed out. And so when you would come on, you would never feel like you were like the talking head or like the lawyer of the week or the wife of the week or whatever, which happens a lot.
Right. Yeah. Just giving information.
Yeah. Just there to push the plot along. Like they always gave you a big character or a fully rich character or some kind of fun trait. So, at the beginning, the character was so delicious on the page. And I was like, oh my God, I hope I can rise up to it, And you also knew, even in season 1, if you did a pretty good job, they might, bring your character back and like you would become recurring, and it wouldn't just
part of the world,
So I came on at the end of the first season. I did 2 episodes, thought it went well, and then I didn't hear anything.
Oh my God.
A whole season.
Oh no.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, well, that was fun. But that little actor thing in the back of your brain went failure.
Of course. Right. Of course.
Blew that one, And so luckily I was doing other things, but then season 3, they contacted and said, we've got like a 4-episode arc for her to come in and do this big case that we need. And I was like, and so then, came back on. And I think that's when we kind of hit our stride. And people started saying, hey, she would be good for a spinoff. Oh, we love her character. But I think they just kept wanting to sort of have her be like the spice and not the meal,
100%. Right. That makes sense to me as someone who's been the spice a lot.
Yeah, we do that. And like, there's something to be said for leaving them wanting more.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Come in, be the beloved character, and then get out, and people miss you,
Well, I'll say that I'm such a more is more kind of girl. And so I adore this character, and I'm so happy that there's a whole show centered around her because she's so fun. She's just like I want to be friends with Elsbeth, and I want to shop for fierce clothes with Elsbeth because her wardrobe is amazing.
It is that. It is. I mean,
I feel like your wardrobe is good on every show. So do you have a lot of input into wardrobe? Is it like is your style informing your?
I'm actually, as an actor, I love working with a great designer because I feel like they give you your character.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, by the way, Carrie, I feel like you and I have a lot in common, but it's my number one thing. Like I sometimes, especially if, you're at the place now, I'm at the place now, we're like, we'll audition occasionally for some things, but like a lot of the jobs that we get offered jobs.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what the fuck I'm doing until I go in for my first wardrobe fitting and I look at the racks and I'm like, that's who she is. I know who she is.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. And I don't understand actors who want to argue about that.
Me neither.
I'm just like, are you kidding me? This person, this genius who is in charge of the look of this whole show has been thinking about your character way more than you have. I promise. You know what I mean? And so
Totally.
I just stand there like a paper doll. And in the case of Dan Lawson, who's our costume designer, he designs everything that Robert and Michelle King, who are the producers or creators, he designs everything they do. And he, was on Good Wife from day one. So he has been learning and developing Elsbeth right along with me. So I feel like, I just am lucky that I get to just show up and learn about her through him. And we have a dialogue, of course.
Yeah, sure.
but,
Guys, because real talk at home, sometimes you're like, I cannot wear those pants. It's not for me today.
Those pants are enjoying my midsection way more than I like them to.
Exactly. Sometimes the actor has to be a little bit like, you're like, I just have to advocate for my stomach in this moment.
Yeah, I've got to they're just enjoying some things that I'm not. Or those shoes, the shoes.
Right. Oh God, the shoes.
Like,
always the shoes.
And the order.
But I do have a thing the way that the shoes informs the way my character stands, walks.
Yeah.
Like even when I'm saying, they'll be like, we can put on your Uggs now. You can have your comfort shoes. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Thanks. I need them. Yeah, because it just changes everything.
Yeah, it changes the way you walk. The order I get, the more my feet can't really stand in a heel the way I used to be able to do that.
Oh my gosh.
So, I have to be judicious about, when I put on. But Elsbeth's not doing all that.
I love her style. That's my style ideal, is the way that Elsbeth is dressed on that show. She looks amazing.
I see. You like a mixed pattern.
Yes.
You like a tie thing around the neck.
Well, I'm dressed right now for Busy, and I have a new talk show. It's Busy's talk show on QVC Plus. She's the host of, and I'm the executive producer.
It's our talk show, but she's I'm also on air because I'm forcing her.
So this is my wardrobe from our second episode.
Nice. Well, you look good.
Thank you.
It is Elsbeth coded for sure.
It is very Elsbeth coded. I love it.
Maybe Elsbeth is a fan of QVC.
Oh my God.
I'm sure. I
bet she is. I feel like
that's her late night watching. I bet she's,
totally.
I love it. The one episode that I loved in particular, because I was a producer for years of Andy Cohen's show at Bravo, is there was sort of like a reality Svengali type of guy. And Andy Cohen was name checked in the episode, but like a Real Housewives type of producer. And there was murder. And I just felt like, I was like, oh, I'm home again. I'm back home watching this episode with the blenders, and when he told her she's no Bethany Frankel.
Yes, totally.
It was amazing. And I love that Elsbeth didn't know anything about the reality TV world, but she was like, let me learn about this so that I can solve this murder.
Right. And luckily her colleague, Kaya, who's played by Cara Patterson, is a fan. So she was was the expert of that reality show.
Yes. And I love their relationship. I love their relationship on the show, how Elsbeth is like encouraging this police officer to like pursue a detective position because she's knows things about like reality television, which is important.
Yes. Elsbeth is like, they have a beautiful friendship on the show that keeps developing, between,
I love it. And our friend Retta was on an episode.
Yeah, Retta was amazing.
Oh my God, she is amazing.
Yeah, she was great.
I want to come do an episode, Carrie. I'm here. I'm a local hire, Carrie.
You are.
You have to tell them.
You're coming. We're going to get you on. You're busy.
I am actually. That is true.
Busy. Have you ever murdered someone?
Get you on.
No, but it's crazy. I was just talking about this yesterday with Kenan Thompson because he was a guest on our talk show. And I was like, how have you never been on Law and Order to him? Because I do feel like that's, and he's like, how have you never been on Law and Order? And I was like, well, because I really lived in LA until 2020 when I moved here for Girls Five Eva. And so, I think that just didn't happen. I'm open. I'm just saying I'm open for business for the New York shows.
Well, we got a season 2, and there's going to be twice as many episodes. So twice as many
Congratulations.
opportunities for you. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah,
my
congrats.
gosh. That's
Hey.
amazing.
Well, that's a great, first of all, that feels great, I'm sure, for a myriad of reasons.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But also, like, in this world of the cable shows where you get 6 episodes and then you wait a year to do another 6 episodes.
Mhm.
How
Yeah,
nice is
that
it
world
to have
well.
this?
Yeah, this is big. This is big old network. That they're the only ones who do these long seasons anymore, and even then, they don't do them like they used to.
No, they don't. Wait, so how many are you going to do next season?
They said probably around 20, anywhere from 18 to 22. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's your whole year.
Congratulations.
That's
Busy, have you
amazing.
ever murdered
Yeah.
anyone in anything?
Have I ever murdered anyone in anything?
Yeah. Have you ever played a murderer?
Oh, no, I've never played a
Yeah,
murderer.
I have. I've played a murderer, but not on
Yeah.
Elsbeth, of course.
No,
But
no,
now you're
obviously.
yeah,
I mean, who knows? Who?
Law and Order.
I hope Elsbeth never murders anyone. You know what my dream for Elsbeth is?
Yeah, please.
Maybe in season 2. I would love it if Ellie Kemper played your little sister.
Oh, that's a cute idea.
Don't you think they'd be so cute?
What? We're just casting. Now we're just making. Now we're writing the show.
Now I'm like, she's also local to New York.
Right? Or
She
at
is.
the least, she should come in and kill somebody at the very least. Right?
I don't. But I don't want to kill anybody.
Oh, you don't?
Caissie.
Okay.
Well,
I
then
don't want to be a
you're-
murderer.
The
What do
only
you wanna
other
be?
choice
What do you
is to
wanna be?
get killed, and then
You want to be a detective?
I think I'd be a good
Oh.
detective. I
'Cause
think
we
I
have-
also would be a good lawyer.
Yeah. Well, we don't go into the courtroom. I mean, it's a police procedural now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is really fun. So we've taken Elsbeth out of the legal world, which Good Wife and Good Fight both were in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they took her out of that. They moved her to New York City. They brought her into the NYPD. The Department of Justice hires her to go to the NYPD on what's called a consent decree to make sure that the NYPD doesn't do anything that would lead to a lawsuit. They've had some wrongful arrest lawsuits. And so she's there to make sure they don't do that anymore. But the minute she gets on a crime scene, she's like Sherlock. I mean,
She can't stop solving.
She can't stop. And it turns out
crimes.
she's really good at it. But she's there in a legal capacity, but you don't see her practicing law. It's
Oh
a
my
really
God, wait,
fun
I'm
way
obsessed.
to extend the universe without making it another legal show.
It was
Okay.
so clever, and I love the way that she explained, like, I'm the police's police.
Yes, that's right. I'm the police. And what's fun about it is it's not a who done it, it's a how done it.
Yes.
So you meet the criminal, you meet the killer at the beginning. You see the act.
Yeah.
And you see the world that we're dealing with. And each episode is a different world of New York. And you see the world, you see the person before Elsbeth even comes in. And then she comes into the, crime scene with her team, and they then piece it together. So it's fun to, for the audience, I think, to see
Yeah.
how they're going to find the one clue that's going to bring it all down.
Yeah. And I think it's like, it's going to be a big comfort show for people. I think that people will rewatch a bunch of times, which is why I'm so glad to hear that you're doing tons of episodes next season, because it's like, it's so weird to say, but like, because it's like a how done it murder show, but it is really comforting in that way where I'll definitely watch episodes multiple times.
That's good. I think, that the fact that they're all self-contained, you don't need to watch them in order. I mean,
Yeah.
we do have a storyline that has a through line, but
Yeah.
it's not fully required to follow that to enjoy the show. And I mean, I kind of feel like we've all set out to really delight people, spread a little joy,
Yeah.
with this show, and the way that the old school. It has an old school structure to it.
Like
which-
Columbo. My husband was like, yeah, it gives me like big
Yeah.
Columbo vibes.
Yeah, totally. And I think that people want that now, or at least that's what we're feeling now that the show's out there.
Well,
No,
I think it's
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, I do think that. Literally drinking water right now with element in it. I'm not going to lie. I was walking It's hot out today. It was freezing 2 days ago. I don't know what's going on with this weather. Do you know? No. But here's what I do know. I sweat. You know I sweat. I've been working. I've been shooting these shows, taping these shows. I have to do a performance with Girls 5 Eva tonight. I knew I needed to get with it. I needed my electrolytes to be boosted. I was feeling the drag. Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Lots of salt, no sugar. It's a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium, none of the junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. Element is formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs. It's perfectly suited if you follow keto, low carb, like Caissie, paleo, because electrolytes facilitate hundreds of functions in your body, including the conduction of nerve impulses, hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, fluid balance. Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. When you sweat, the primary electrolyte lost is sodium. Athletes can lose up to 7 grams per day. Maybe you're not an athlete, but do you work out? Maybe. Do you walk a lot? Probably. Are you running around after your children? Certainly. When sodium's not replaced, it's common to experience fatigue, headaches, feeling groggy. Trust me, you guys, I already feel better. I've only had half of mine, and I'm already feeling more energized. Right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element drink mix purchase. It's a great way for you to try all 8 flavors so you can see which one is your fave, or you can share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/best. This deal's only available through our link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/best. That's drinklmnt.com/best. Try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, just share it with a salty friend and they're going to give you your money back. No questions asked. You literally have nothing to lose and only your electrolytes to gain. Ooh, if you ask me, nothing stinks more than, I don't know, rude people who are rude to waiters. Except maybe walking behind someone with terrible BO. That is a bummer. I'm not going to lie. It's happened to me already in these spring months. It's already happened to me where I'm like, what is that? Someone grilling onions? No, it's just the person in front of me. That's why we love Lumi whole body deodorant. Unlike certain other deos, Lumi is powered by mandelic acid to control odor in a new way. Lumi delivers outrageous 72-hour odor control everywhere, from your pits to your feet. And yep, you guessed it, even your privates. In fact, it was patients' concerns over private part odor that originally inspired the OBGYN who invented Lumi to get into it. Fast forward 6 years, her game-changing whole body deo has now earned over 300,000 5-star reviews from people like me who love feeling confident from head to toe. Listen, I love the whole body deodorant, pits, under boobs, thigh folds, whatever, wherever you butt cracks, vulvas, feet, whatever you need. It's clinically proven to block odor all day, control odor for up to 72 hours. Baking soda-free, paraben-free, pH-balanced. There's a variety of fresh, bright scents: clean tangerine, lavender, sage, toasted coconut. I like toasted coconut currently. And also the Lumi starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash you can try out, deodorant wipes, which I love because they're easy to keep in your purse. As a special offer for listeners. New customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. If you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use our code BEST for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's code BEST at LUMEDEODORANT.com. Summer is coming. We want to smell fresh. We love you, Lumi. I mean, you've been working for so long.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you feel like, I don't know. I am having this moment now, I think, because I'm 44 or whatever. And I realize like I've been doing this for 25 years and I look back at the totality of my career so far. And I really weirdly feel like the next 10, 15 years are going to be even fucking better. And I just am curious, because we talk a lot about pivots on our show, on this podcast. If you had a moment earlier in your career where you're like, I mean, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I have several of those. I mean, I never doubted. I have this, kind of northern star. I don't know, I have some kind of horizon that is steady. And that's that I know I'm always going to do this. I know I'm always going to do it.
Right.
And I just don't know how. Always.
Right.
But what I always end up doing is empowering myself by creating my own work. So I don't know, early, maybe 2000, I decided, I want to add some directing and stuff to my world. And so I took a filmmaking course, I got a grant. And then in the early 2000s, I started making movies. And this was before, that was sort of a thing. This was before cell phones. This was before all that.
Of course,
yeah.
And just started making projects with my friends, just doing that, in between my gigs and teaching. We taught ourselves how to edit. We taught ourselves how to do all these things as kind of like an investment in my artistic future, And I definitely... Like I had a movie that I directed in 2012, a feature film that went to Sundance. So that was a badass feeling to be at Sundance as a director.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Felt like a total badass. I was like, look at us. We came as a team and I was like, look what we did. We made something out of nothing. And here we are with this to show for it. It's not always you're not going to have that, but
right.
That was truly an amazing turning point, to know that even if nobody liked it and some people didn't and some people did, we did it. We made this thing. And, I think it's very important as artists to not give our power away to other people.
Totally.
To let them tell us that we can do what we want to do. I just think that's something that is sometimes hard to believe because you think, oh, these people need to tell me that I have to go with my hat in hand and ask them for this thing. Yes, you do. You have to do that as an artist, but you can also go and pick a thing up and make a thing. And I think that's what keeps me going, and I had started thinking about, as a woman my age in this business, okay, I can continue to be a supporting player and be happy doing that and be a character actor and guest spot and all that stuff. But I also feel like I'm going to be good at directing television. So even when I was doing True Blood, I started shadowing on True Blood. I shadowed on Claws. And then Claws gave me my first episodic directing gig. And so I directed a couple of times on them. And then The Good Fight let me direct. And then I got to direct on Your Honor. And so I was really layering in being an episodic TV director. And then, isn't this how the universe works? Now I'm playing the lead on a TV show.
I mean.
Yeah. So it's just interesting, that whole concept of not holding on too tight.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Right. to anything because everything changes. Nothing is permanent, right? So sort of
It's so true.
being not wanting what I do have instead of not wanting what I don't have, which is very hard as an actor sometimes. And especially when you're young, you see, oh, I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have that. Well, that just causes a great amount of suffering. So if you do want what you do have, the universe will give you things. It's a fascinating equation.
It really is. And I found it to be true myself. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
And your husband, you're married to an incredible actor as well.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And
We've
so
been together 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we were both.
Caissie, do you know who Carrie is married to?
Tell everyone who Carrie is married to.
Michael Emerson, who I'm a huge fan of Lost.
Yeah.
Like a huge, huge Lost fan. And in fact, I've been trying to get my teenagers to watch it with me again. I know, but it's so hard. They're being so rude because I suggested it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Maybe I just start watching it and they'll just have to just catch up.
They'll get obsessed. If
they
you
will.
Just slip it in, just have it playing at dinner one night or something. Just slip it in there.
That's what I'm going to do. That's a great idea, actually.
It's addictive, that one.
But 30 years, you guys have really made it work. Did you meet doing acting? Doing acting is what I just said.
We were met doing the Shakespeare.
You met doing the Shakespeare? What were you guys doing?
Well, we were at Alabama Shakespeare Festival in Montgomery, Alabama. My brother is also a professional actor. He does theater. And he was a resident actor down at Alabama Shakespeare Festival. When I got out of Juilliard, I went to Juilliard and studied, classical theater, et cetera. And he was like, why don't you audition we're doing Hamlet. Why don't you audition for Ophelia? And maybe you'll get cast and I'm going to be playing Horatio and you can come down and do the play.
Oh my God.
I got cast and I got down there and Michael Emerson and he will call himself this. I'm not, saying anything unkind. The oldest living grad student. That's how he referred to himself. Because it was a second career for him.
Yeah.
And so he was there getting they had a, master's program that was attached to that theater. So he was getting his master's, which meant that you could get your master's and not get in debt because they would basically pay you to play the supporting roles. So he was playing Guildenstern and I was playing Ophelia. And let's just say we mined the backstory between.
I was the subtext, yes.
Between Guildenstern and Ophelia that Shakespeare didn't even know was.
Maybe he did. We don't know.
We don't know.
Maybe you returned it to its original intent.
We found it. We sure did. No, but I was just totally smitten. The minute I met him, I just was like, wow, I was totally, and same with him. So it was like that. Yeah.
I love it. That's really sweet.
I called my mom a month later and said, you need to come over here. I met the man I'm going to marry. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. But
obviously, we're not scaring him away.
No.
He'll figure it out.
It
seems like it didn't take him long.
Boys are dumb. Takes him a minute. But no, he was totally into it. So.
Wow. 30 years. That's incredible.
Yeah. We've been married 25. So we had a nice long engagement and, it was great.
That's so cute. I love it.
And he was only supposed to do 2 episodes of Lost.
I do.
Yeah.
I do know that.
But he was so great that
he's so compelling.
He didn't realize that it was basically an audition to be the main bad guy on that show.
I mean,
interesting. It seems like a theme with your.
I know that's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
You both have that in common.
Yes. Yeah, we do. But yeah, the thing that was different about his show was that it's shot in Hawaii. Let me just tell you, the New York Hawaii commute.
Not easy.
That's not an easy one.
No.
Wow.
So then
it wasn't easy for actors I knew that were living in LA and on Lost.
It was tough.
Yeah.
And so I did end up just kind of basing myself from LA And then I got cast in True Blood. So that shot in LA. So that was actually helpful that we could get
that's
to each other.
great.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And you know, I played his mom in his flashback.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're in one episode of Lost, aren't you?
I'm wearing a blonde wig and I gave birth to my husband. And I just don't think that very many people can say that.
I don't think they can.
I don't know if anyone else can say that.
Given birth to in the jungle, I gave birth to my husband.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I'm going back. I'm going to rewatch it with or without my children.
Yeah. I'd like to rewatch it too. And just because I think I've forgotten enough where it would feel fresh.
It's time. I was going to say, it seems like a really good time for
But True Blood would also be a really good rewatch.
Yeah.
True Blood.
People are rediscovering that. I think it got released on Netflix or something. So I think new audiences are finding it, which
Isn't it weird, Carrie? Like, that like teenagers will come up to you.
Yeah.
And they have no concept of when, I'm sure, of like when it aired, right?
Yeah. They're just discovering it for the first time. And it's nice though to know that it holds up, you know?
Fair. I agree. That's so true. So true. Couldn't be worse.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Any,
I'm going to watch, you rewatch
stuff?
Lost, I'll rewatch True Blood and we'll compare notes.
There you go.
I really was a huge fan of True Blood.
Yeah.
I loved it. I auditioned for True Blood.
You did? To play Pam? Vampire
No.
Pam? Who?
No.
Remember? Oh, that would have been fun.
To play Sookie?
Yeah.
Mm.
I was too old. I was too old. I really was. But like, I remember I really was like, I think that Anna Paquin was always going to do it. But like, you know how it is. Like they audition. Yeah. It was, you know, they audition
Sometimes
actors,
they shop around a little bit
just
still,
in case.
even if they know what they're ordering.
Well, it's always like, I mean, especially back then, I'm sure, Carrie, you've had this experience too. Like, it would be like, they want you to go in for this thing. They have an offer to a star, but if it doesn't work out, who knows? Like, you never know.
You gotta have a backup, you know.
Or I feel like maybe it was more like I would audition for a thing and then I would find out like, oh yeah, they had already offered it to somebody, but they were just, you know, like, I don't know. But they have to.
Yeah, they have to. But I think that's becoming a little, they're getting some more roadblocks. Like they're not making, remember the 20 pages the night before days? They can't do that anymore. They have to. Yeah. And then one of the things we got out of the strike was your first audition, you can't do more than I think 6 pages or something, or 5.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because they were abusing that.
Yeah,
I
mean,
mean that's 2 days. They have to give you full 2 days, and the weekends don't count as those 2 days. So
interesting.
Yeah,
but
so
I also
make it better.
I also felt like, I don't know if you ever had this experience. I remember preparing. I'm a quick study. Like I can memorize really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Not necessarily prepare, but I definitely can like get things down. And I remember there was a job that I loved and it was, like 17 pages or something like that. And then I went in and they're like, so we're just going to do that first scene. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to do them all. I'm sorry. Yeah. I prepared them all.
Yeah.
So
because that's what you asked me to do. So yeah. So
I did not get the part.
Inconvenience you a little bit now. There you go.
Yeah. But you're going to have to fucking sit here for the next 8 minutes because
exactly.
I learned it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's interesting that you guys live in New York. Like, has that been hard generally, or has it been perfect?
I find that it's great for us. For me, especially because it's important for me to not have everything be about the business. So I, really try to, go to art museum, do other things.
Yeah.
That are like LA can be just, you pretty much feel like you can't ever get away from the business. And then then you do the comparison Olympics and you lose, and it's a tough thing. I love LA though. I had a house there for a long time and it was great being bi-coastal because, I would get one thing from one of those cities that I couldn't get from the other. And it was a really wonderful balance. I just don't spend as much time out there as I used to in LA.
And especially now doing a show here. Well, both of you are on shows here. So
We're on shows here. And then also
Mm-hmm.
my sister lives here. And so I have my family's here, and my brother lives, right up in the Hudson Valley. So we're all very, very, very close. We're a tight family. And now we get my mom up here half the year. So it's also that I don't have kids. So my sister's kids are like my kids. So I'm very involved with that. And that really keeps me in New York more than anything, to be honest.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really fun too being and Elsbeth is because she's newly transplanted to New York, and she's this huge tourist, huge fan of New York, loves it.
Yeah.
So I get to see this city that I've lived in for 34 years through her fresh eyes. And I feel like I'm loving it more. Like she's made me appreciate this place where I live more than I did before. And
I love that.
We had this scene in the pilot where I'm at the top of a double-decker tour bus alone in the winter, which is hysterical because only Elsbeth would be happily sitting out in the open air on a tour bus. And I've never been on a double-decker tour bus. I live here, So
yeah, that's the thing. You never do the things
up there, and actually to see New York from that level, was just so. I was up there, I was singing Alicia Keys between takes. I was like taking selfies, and I was like, oh, I get it. I get this is why tourists like this,
Yes.
because you can see the city in this wonderful, colorful, bright Vegas way, and it's New York. It's freaking New York. It's a cool place to be.
That's
and
awesome.
it's easy to just look down at that dirty sidewalk and go and keep going, and not think about what's up. So that has taught me how to keep looking up, which is a good thing.
I love that. I always love the crews in New York too, because I feel like these people that have been in the business for so long have done so many interesting things.
Yeah.
Like I love nothing more than like taking aside like a crew guy and hearing about how he's married to someone who is a rockette in the 60s and had been working on Broadway, and now they're like a cable puller for the show that you're on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The people here are awesome. And we have a great crew on Elsbeth. And I thought it would be the same crew that we had on The Good Wife and Good Fight, but it's a different, not our costume designer. He's the same, but a lot of the crew are new, but they've all worked together on other shows and stuff like that. And, when a crew is as happy on day one as they are when the day you wrap,
Yes.
it's going well.
That's
Yeah.
it. It's 100%.
And that's like one of my goals as, a person in this position now playing a lead on a show, is that I want everybody to have ownership and feel a part of it. And I want everybody to feel like we're in it together. And I want everybody to have a good time. I want to go on that set with a positive demeanor, attitude, and spread that. Because as we know, Busy, like sometimes there's some unhappy people who are in that position, and it can really filter down.
It's a bummer. Yeah.
And it can really taint the whole thing,
Totally.
And
in my experience, it's always been men, but whatever.
You're saying some things that are very true. Yes. Very, very true. But for whatever reason, and I think a lot of people don't quite realize the power that they have.
Yes.
That position.
Yeah.
And so if you say a thing, it reverberates,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty sure I need can I get a sparkling water? And it like, she's a sparkling, and it's like this whole thing. And so you have to be, I think you have to be very mindful of that so that you don't inadvertently abuse your power.
I think that's so smart.
And I think a lot of people aren't I'm
No.
mindful of that because they've learned from people who don't do that or whatever it is. And so I'm just, trying to spread a little joy into life is what I'm trying to do.
Listen, it translates to everything that I see you on.
You're doing it.
Thanks.
You're doing it. And that's so meaningful too, as someone who normally works behind the scenes. I really dig that you're thinking about as much about what happens off camera as you are about what happens on camera.
Yeah.
Because the way that I always think about it is it's a lot of people's dream to be here. Like people have dreamed of being in this spot where they're standing their whole lives and they finally get here. And I always want to be a part of someone's dream coming true and not the opposite, learning that your dream isn't what you thought it would be. It's it's very lucky. It's very lucky. And so it sounds like you feel like it's very lucky for you to be where you are too.
Yeah, this moment is not lost on me for a second.
Ugh.
It's not, because I've been doing this a long time. I've been, passed over or, sometimes just there to support the people who are being celebrated happily. And then to be trusted with something this is insanely humbling.
And also well-deserved.
But you deserve it. We all deserve it. There's a lot of people who deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. I very much agree with you, but also there are a lot of people who don't. Who get it anyway. And I'm just saying, don't forget that piece of it because it is really deserved,
Well, I certainly have tried to have as much integrity as I can up to this point and certainly through this point, also the way I often think about acting, people sometimes ask if you're having a hard time solving a scene or your scene's not going well, what do you do? What do you do? How do you fix it? And for me, it's you always, 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 always make it about the other person. Stop thinking about yourself and focus on the other person and what the other person is giving you. And I promise you that will lead to something that will improve the scene. And so if you think about that too, in terms of who you're working with on the crew, it's the same principle. Gosh, why do I feel some type of way about a thing? Oh, well, let me just focus in on the camera operator or whatever, get out of myself. And then it's like a mind hack.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing mind trick.
I think it would work in regular life as well.
No, I think it does work in regular life. And I think that's always the trick when you get sort of mired or bogged down in your own thing.
Yeah.
To look outside of yourself for 2.5 minutes. It's doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long.
And it does change the whole thing.
It completely does. It totally does. It just takes you right out of yourself and puts you back into this thing called the world.
I love it. Carrie, I'm going to binge your show so that I'm ready for next season.
Yay.
And I'm going to make my children watch Lost.
I think you should.
Too. But I want you to write a book. Are you writing a book? What's happening?
I'm not writing a book.
Are we sure? I think you might be.
Okay. All right.
She's pretty busy. Listen, I can help you out. If you decide you want to do a book, but you don't have time, I have some experience in that area.
Okay. All right.
Just let me know and I'll get it started for you.
Busy Phillips is goals since you seem to do every single possible thing that can be done.
I try. I'm trying all the things. Why not?
Listen, you're like the Uber hyphenate.
I'm hyphenating my hyphenates.
You're hyphenating all the hyphens. I don't even know how you're sitting here talking to me and being so present.
Listen.
Well, we were so excited to get to talk.
We
to
were
you.
really excited. I'm such a huge fan, and I am so thrilled. Elsbeth with her little. I've seen the bus shelters.
Yes. Yes.
of you with the Statue of Liberty hat on, and you're like, hey.
Which is so funny because we came up with that moment literally on set when we were shooting the pilot. Robert King, who was directing, and he wrote the pilot with Michelle, his wife. He's a big fan of Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, like all the old school comedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, Carrie, I don't want you to just enter the scene. What can we do? How can we, I was like, well, can I just lean in? And he's like, yeah, lean in, just lean in. And so I leaned into the frame and he was cackling. And then now that has become like the signature that was on the posters. Now we try to do things like that in every episode. Isn't that funny? Just came up.
I love it.
In a creative
works. But it is also like that person, like, that person who like enters the room first with their head.
Yes,
like, hey,
with their head. Yep.
Like, don't want to bother you,
but I'm about
being
to
as
like
noticeable as possible.
Yeah.
But I'm about to bust in.
I think my husband's like that. I used to say his nose enters, and then about 5 minutes later, the rest of his body arrives. Like he just like leads that way. He's such a smart, heady person, and yeah, there are just people like that.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Everyone, you're gonna love Elsbeth. It's so fun to watch. I've been watching it as my comfort show while I'm here in New York working. And it's like such a warm hug of a show. And I'm just a huge fan of yours, Carrie. I'm so happy to get to meet you.
And thanks for talking to us.
For having me.
It was really fun. And maybe if we do more of these talk shows, we're going to have you come on the talk show too.
Yeah, I'll be on anything.
You're like, honey.
I just say yes.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Which does get me into trouble sometimes. I know. Occasionally I've gotten into trouble where I'm like, wait, what is this? What did I agree to?
I feel you.
Like, you said you'd do it. I'm like, I did. God damn it. All right, Carrie, we'll let you go enjoy the rest of your day. Have the best one.
Thanks, y'all.
So nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, she's so sweet.
What a delight. What a delight.
She's exactly as you would hope she would be.
Truly. Truly. Well, it's all very exciting. It's all happening.
It's all happening and happening and happening and happening. I'm not complaining, but woo.
It's fun.
It's a lot. There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do. We got to go do those things. What are you doing your best at this week?
What am I doing my best at? I mean, it has just been 100 miles an hour doing this TV show, and it's like more hats than ever. And I'm not complaining at all. I love it. And I'm so happy to be doing it, but it's a lot. Like you can only bend and stretch time so much. And like, well, for example, we're doing something tomorrow. I really need to get something accomplished. And I left work yesterday knowing that I would have to come in early this morning and hit the ground running. And I had every plan to like do that work last night, like after hours work. And I just was like, no, you know what? I need to sleep. Like I need to sleep. It's diminishing returns. I'm not going to do a good job at this thing. And like, I just made that decision for myself and knew that everyone would understand. And so, I like slept and woke up and made it here on time today and got done what I need to get done. And now I'll do the thing that I meant to do last night. And it's okay. Like it's going to be okay. And I'm so lucky that I'm in a situation where nobody is like, where's that thing? And you're not like, where's that thing? But I just needed to sleep. So I slept, and old me 100% wouldn't have done that. And they would have been sitting here not in good shape right now.
I do just think I love that. And I want to just say that I think you and I both are doing our best at showing up in the ways that we know we're going to be our best. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, instead of like what you're saying, like pushing through.
Right.
Right.
Like just, it's about knowing yourself. And I feel like I finally know myself a little better and know that like actually the quality of work that I do once I've had some rest is a lot better than if I tried to stay up when I was exhausted and I needed to get some shut eye. And, you know, I guess that's maturity. Heard of it?
All right, cool it, lady.
No, I'm saying, I mean, I was
To
making
yourself.
a joke that I'm just hearing about maturity. And I guess that's what it is. Growth as a person.
A growth, like a good growth, not
like
a
a
bad
good
one.
growth. They're not all good, but this one is. Is that what you're doing your best at, do you think? Just showing up and
I think I'm doing my best at really like allowing myself to experience and feel how awesome this is. Like, I don't know. I feel like you and I have been working towards some version of this for so long, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I was getting a little weird the other night. Actually, like I was like feeling weirdly bad about myself. I can't. You guys, I don't know. Hormones? I don't know.
well, it
Whatever. It
happens,
happens.
yeah.
Fucking happens. I'm just being real. And I was like kind of sad. I was sad. And I was like crying.
Yeah.
And I took a walk. I actually called Alan. And he was kind of like, what are you talking about? Literally, what are you talking about? You're like, everybody, what? And I was like, okay, all right, let me just take a beat. And I like walked Gina to the Hudson and I was just like, I don't know. Like, I just felt like, oh, I'm just so grateful. Like I replaced all my own feelings about like my own insecurities and like whatever, the stuff about myself or whatever. Yeah. It's kind of a little bit like what Carrie was saying, you know? Yeah. But instead of like turning it outward to somebody else, because I was just me out there and Gina.
Right.
I like reframed it into like just gratitude, you know? And it wasn't like she said, it is like what she said. It's not what I don't have. It's like, look at all these things that not only I have, but that we've done.
Right.
And like created and continue to. And I continue to. And we're just like, I just replaced any insecurities and like feelings of other things with just this like overwhelming. And I just feel so fucking grateful, like to be here with you, to have the life that I'm able to have, even if it's complicated, even if it's like, sometimes I'm like, I want more in certain areas. Yeah. Like, I'm so unbelievably grateful for it.
That makes me so happy. That makes me happy. And can I tell you that like everything you're saying, I think I've seen that in you. Like, I think I've like just doing this show with you and like knowing each other's language so well now.
I know, it's fun.
It's really nice. And it just makes everything very easy. And just to be like, well, this is a thing. Like whenever you're a producer or whatever, like to feel like the person trusts you. And if I tell you like, this is why we're doing something like that. And to have you be like, oh yeah, I understand that. That makes total sense. And to just feel like trusted, like, you know, that somebody thinks that you're competent and that you're doing the thing that's the best for what you're doing. Like, that's just a nice feeling. You don't always get that. And so, you know, just to feel like we're speaking the same language and we're trying to do the same thing. And also, like, I love what you were saying about, like, even sometimes when you want something more in certain areas of your life, like, sometimes when you can say, like, it's like decorating a house, right? If you just went out and bought everything that you thought you needed for a house and you brought it back into your house, all at one time, it wouldn't be the right things. Like the better way is to be in the house and decide what you need and what fits where. And you have a corner of your house where you're like, you know, it needs something, but you don't know exactly what it is yet. And you have to wait for that thing. It's better to wait for that thing that's right for that corner. But when you're living with it and you're living with that empty corner and you know that it's like, you get a picture in your mind, like, you know what that needs? It needs a pedestal with a plant. And then you get a picture of that perfect pedestal and plant in your mind. And then you can like go out into the world and find it. Like that's what I think of when I think of you saying like, you have areas where you want more, but because you're happy with the areas where you have the things that you know are right, you'll get such a clearer picture of what it is that you want in your little corners. And then you'll be able to get it when you see it.
Yeah, exactly. I think
All right.
that's right. Well, guys, we love you so much. We hope you enjoy the show.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think.
And we will talk to you very soon. We love you so much. Thanks for being with us this whole way. And thanks for being here with us today. And watch Elsbeth on CBS. It's on Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. But you can catch up on all the old episodes online if you haven't watched yet. I recommend starting from episode 1.
I'm going to start watching it. I haven't yet, but
you'll like it. You'll be into it.
One other show, just one show. Like you know me, I know.
I know. I get it. It's such a good show to catch up on. I can picture you with a cup of coffee watching it in the mornings, like while you're getting ready. I think it's like, yeah, just catch up on it whenever you can, but I think you're going to like it.
I can't wait. All right, guys, we love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh, no.